Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we're taking a look at the new Epic Evolution Danger Pack Kileskus. Another really deep cut dinosaur from Mattel. They just love cranking out new species. You know, it keeps the line fresh instead of just doing the same thing over and over again, like how many velociraptors and T-Rexes you can have. So it's always refreshing that we get new obscure species. So these new Wave 2 Danger Packs are currently being found at Walmart. That's obviously where I found mine. So if you're trying to hunt these down, hit up your local Walmart. For some reason, Danger Packs are just a pain in the butt to find. Not a lot of retailers stock them. There's barely ever any pre-orders for them. So you got to get out there and hunt these things down. So anyways, let's just go with the packaging really quick. Got the Jurassic World logo up here, Jurassic World down here. Epic Evolution. It is from a mountain biome. That's because it probably is from Russia. And on the back of the box, we get a picture of the other figures in this wave. Poposaurus making another return from Wave 1. The recently reviewed Cratiosaurus, a Velociraptor, which I'm not going to pick up, and the Kileskus itself. And that will do it for the packaging. Let's crack open this little Tyrannosaur and take a closer look. And here's Kileskus, the packaging, a very well done theropod. It is a type of Tyrannosaur from the mid-Jurassic of Russia. We really don't get any Russian dinosaur figures from any companies. Not that there's many species discovered in Russia, but it's pretty cool that we have this. You know, getting these early primitive Tyrannosaurs. You know, eventually they turned into the powerhouses like Gorgosaurus, Daspletosaurus, and of course Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this particular dinosaur is very closely related to Proceratosaurus. If you've been collecting the Mattel line for any amount of time, you should be pretty familiar with that dinosaur's made an appearance a couple times in the line. But yeah, it sports this really nice nasal crest. The head is done in a really dark brown. It's almost a black coloration with these nice white stripes that contrast nicely with it. Rest of the body is a light brown with some white markings on the underside and along the tail. Very rare to see tail paint on these mainline figures, especially the Danger Packs, and it has some feathering on it. So yeah, all around really cool figure, super obscure, and you know what? I just love that Mattel does obscure stuff like this. Always keeps the line fresh. And now for some measurements. This figure is 7 inches long. From the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, pretty much every Danger Pack Attack Pack figure is 7 inches long, or 17.8 centimeters, about 3.5 inches tall to the top of the crest, or 8.9 centimeters. So Kileskus is estimated around 17 feet long, or 5.2 meters. So put this figure in the 130 scale range. And now let's zoom in and take a look at some of the finer details on the figure, starting with the head. The most notable feature is this huge crest coming off the nasal area. Now, it's not known if Kileskus had a crest. Just I think it was the premaxilla and maxilla are one of the known elements from this, plus some hand bones and foot bones. But since it's so closely related to Proceratosaurus, it most likely had a crest like this, and the whole top of the head is done in this really dark brown, almost a black coloration of these really large scales on the neck. Would look really cool. You know, a lot of artistic liberties taken with these figures, and I'm okay with that. You know, I like my Jurassic World style stuff and my scientifically accurate stuff. You know, it's fun to collect both because I hate money. But yeah, you have this nice white striping over the crest that goes over the rest of the skull. Very nice contrast in that. You have these nice piercing orange eyes over here. The pupil, same thing. Most of the Danger Pack figures, it's just the base plastic, but since the plastic is so dark, it actually looks nice on this one. Teeth are a little bit oversized, painted in basically two tones. For the upper jaw, you have white, and then for the lower jaw, you have this yellow coloration, which is really odd. I have not seen teeth that mismatch with paint on any of the Mattel figures for that much. Lower jaw is cast in white plastic. You have some white for the underside of the jaw. Going down to the arms, you have 3-fingered hands. No paint on the hand claws or the toe claw, typical for any mainline Mattel figure. And going down to the body of some nice triple row of spikes starting about the mid flank, and then it slowly transitions into feathers on the tail. You have some nice large scales along the thigh and knee of the figure. Here's a view from the top, and right here is the DNA code for those who want to scan it into the fax app. And then on the other side, look at this, we actually have white paint on the tail. Seeing paint on any mainline figure on their tail is a rare occurrence, and it does make the figure look more complete in my eyes. The paint apps are sparse, but just the way the base plastic and the colorations that they use, it looks like a nicely coherent paint scheme on it. For articulation, mouth can open up that wide, can close completely flush. You have a hinge joint for the neck. It can look down that far, and it can look up that far. Arms can move forwards and backwards. Hind legs, same things, backwards and forwards, and completely useless tail rotation. We all know my feelings on that joint. So yeah, all around articulation is pretty basic, but that's what you expect from the mainline figures. And for comparisons, here it is with the Hammer Collection Robert Muldoon. And here it is with its wave mate, the Tyrannosaurus. So yeah, these two, Epic Evolution, when it was first announced, I wasn't too crazy about it, but, the figures have been pretty good. The sculpts are great. Paint apps are still lacking, but more cohesive paint schemes seem to be the theme for Epic Evolution, and I am fine with that. And yeah, these are two great looking little figures. Let's do a couple other Mattel figures. Here it is with the Epic Evolution Kileskus, and another Epic Evolution figure. Here it is with the Crix Dinosaur. And next up here is a group shot of some of Kileskus' close relative. We have the Dino Trackers, Tyrannosaurus, and Proceratosaurus. In the back over here is Beast of the Mesozoic, Tyrannosaurus. Kind of shocked that Mattel has not done a Tyrannosaurus yet. It is a popular species of dinosaur. It's just kind of odd that we have not got that yet, because we're getting much, much more obscure species than Tyrannosaurus over here. As you can see with the Mattel Proceratosaurus, it does have, a horn-ass nose like Ceratosaurus. But if you want to see the similarities to a scientifically accurate Proceratosaurus, here is Beast of the Mesozoic. You see it has a very similar crest to Mattel's Kileskus. And every time I have to bring out these Beast of the Mesozoic figures, I have to mention, if you're a fan of the Hammond collection, you like the articulation, definitely check out Beast of the Mesozoic. Yeah, the figures are more expensive. They are scientifically accurate, but they're in the same scale as the Hammond collection. It's really fun to mix the two lines together. And lastly, all these small Tyrannosaurs eventually evolved and got much bigger, and they gave us Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is the 93 classic version. So final thoughts on Kileskus. Really nicely done figure. I like the proportions on it. The paint scheme is really nice. Not a lot of paint apps, but hey, you paint the tails on these figures, it makes them look a lot better. So that gets extra points in my book, and it's always nice that we keep getting some really obscure deep cut dinosaurs from Mattel. And I just really am fascinated by these early Tyrannosaurs, and just the evolutionary path that they took to become those giant powerhouses of the late Cretaceous. So yeah, if you're trying to track this figure down, hit up your local Walmarts. That's where they're currently being found, so you have to get out there and get on the hunt. So that will do it for the review. Like I said in the Tyrannosaurus review, waiting on the Hologood Alamosaurus and Chasmosaurus to come in. I'll be reviewing those as soon as they come in the door. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and it's greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.